What is up, YouTube? This is JR Juggernaut1, and this is likely going to be my last video before I head back off to school. So, with that said, I'm bringing you the weekly meta discussion, episode 4. So, now the ban list has been revealed, a bunch of different decks have been talked about. The question for me becomes, what deck do I want to run next format? Better question, what hero deck do I want to run next format? Well, there's a bunch of options I've been looking at. Stuff I'm gonna once the new format begins, I'm gonna start testing a bunch of these decks on Dueling Network, though, since I won't have the time to test in real life or the people to test with, mind you. But I've just been thinking, like, we know Lightsworn's gonna be pretty popular. We know agents are gonna be pretty popular. The whole Chaos Agents thing. So I want to definitely run a more of an explosive deck. An aggressive deck that can definitely keep up, do a lot of damage, maintain card advantage, etc., etc. So with that being said, let's talk about the decks. But first, let's kind of, as I said, just showing some staples that I definitely will run. I'm definitely going to run Stratos and Miracle. They're obvious. Future Fusion dumps the heroes. It's very important. And I'm going to run Double Effect Veiler most likely in whatever deck. Mainly because it's just so critical, this format. It covers such a variety of cards. It's one of the only ways you can stop mass destruction, in a sense. So I gotta run that. So let's start with Miracle Gemini. The deck I've been running for the past 2 weeks. I'm officially done with it. I'm done going to locals for a while. I like this deck a lot, not gonna lie. This was a very fun deck to play, especially because I felt like the deck was powerful, but didn't have as many weaknesses compared to other decks. The problem, though, let's discuss the pros and cons briefly. Pros: aggressive yet able to control the pace of the game, not as hurt by some of the major side cards that would normally hurt hero decks, such as Goes and Match and Rivalry of Warlords. Major con: now that we're going to be in a very heavy back row destruction format, like a very, less reliant on back rows, heavy storm, triple MST, this deck just isn't as viable, sadly. I wish that wasn't the case, but it's true, unfortunately. So with that, sadly, we must move on to a different deck. One deck I'm definitely going to want to test, but I want to wait till D-Draw. I want to wait till things are updated, because I'm probably going to test D-Draw on this, is Hero Gate. Hero Gate is probably one of the most explosive hero decks around, and I give a big shout out to Crow Cresta. Probably leave a link in the bottom for showing this deck, basically introducing this deck to me. The deck just spams fusions, and one of the key cards in it, at least that he uses, is Safe Zone, because it makes it so that you can more easily use the effects of cards such as Ocean and Diamond Dude, and it also ensures that your Shining will go to the grave as opposed to getting removed some other way. What's also really nice is the fact that you can use this on your opponent's monster if they try to MST it, and you get a plus off it. So yeah. Obviously the major pros is that it's very aggressive, able to destroy the opponent. Problem is that if not played correctly, you can exhaust your resources too quickly, and at the same time, it's not the most consistent deck, because you have to rely more on your fusion cards than anything else. But on the bright side, Fusion Gate cannot be negated by Solemn Warning, which is a plus. Next, we have Absolute Zero. Not sure what kind of variant I'm going to make with this, but this is like just kind of a general thing. Absolute Zero, as I've said, he's one of my favorite elemental heroes as of now. He has a really good effect, and you can make some very fast, powerful decks around him. Lost Blue Breaker kind of adds to that, because Diva can take him, and he can pop back rows, which is really nice. Tengu is also a potential option. The deck's very powerful. The major downside to it, though, is that it doesn't have many protective. It's not going to run a lot of back row for protecting your plays, and at the same time, it's also has most of the time when you play this deck, you're going to play a bunch of cards that you don't want to draw, or you're going to want to have some way of getting rid of ditching from your hand. So it's iffy. I might test something like this out, though. And now the deck I really want to talk about, like the archetype I should say, which is Destiny Heroes. I've been waiting for D-Draw to go back to 2 for over a year. And it's so nice to finally have this thing back, because D-Draw, in my opinion, should never have been put to 1. I thought 3 was ridiculous, I agree, but when they put it to 2, well, when they put it to 1, I thought that was overkill. Best thing they could do was to put it to 2. I think that's fair. Doesn't need to be any higher, it's okay. But this card just provides outstanding draw power. It can fill your graveyard up with darks. It's just very good in my opinion. The only thing is, I don't know exactly what I would fit these cards into. Obviously, you'd need to fit these cards into some kind of, if you wanted to use them more for the fusion aspect, you'd need to run an absolute zero deck, since this is the only fusion. There is the option of a Scurry Dow, but that we don't know when we're getting that yet. So until then, like, you know, we can't really, we just have to wait. But once the Scurry Dow comes out, Chaos Heroes becomes an option, but I don't know how good that deck would be. We will have to wait and see. But bottom line, I just feel like there's not a, I can't really get the pros and cons other than, like, you know, what you guys know. It's, you know, it's obvious, you know, you have to run some pretty lame monsters, but you get access to some pretty awesome draw power. I mean, there's a lot that comes with this, but I think my main issue just right as of now is how I'm going to utilize them best. We will, I'm working on a few different builds that utilize Destiny Heroes, but I do want to focus more on a build that involves the fusions. Some people want to use the cards just for a draw engine. Personally, I feel like you can do a lot more than that, than just use them for the draw engine. If you can't fuse with them, I feel like they're kind of useless. So I'm going to do my best to make to utilize them. I'm doing some crazy stuff right now in Dueling Network. Let's just put it that way. But yeah. But also, there's another reason why I want to really utilize this, and that's this dude right here, Lackluster Soldier. This card is insane. I've been testing a little bit in real life with friends. It is a boss to deal with, and trust me when I say it is going to hurt people, a lot of people. But I do think if you can make a deck that can bring out your boss monsters like this dude and fuse like crazy, I think you'll have yourself one monster of a deck that your opponent's left to deal with. So knowing that, I'm just hoping I can make something like that. But yeah, I don't know what this how, like, what's gonna be, what deck I'm gonna ultimately play. There's too many options. I've got plenty of time though to practice and decide, but hopefully, if you guys have any input, please leave it in the comments. Do not hesitate. I'm interested in hearing what you guys think, because there's just so much you can really do. I mean, there's just so many opportunities to be creative, and I want to take advantage of as many of those opportunities as I can. You know, it's gonna take a long time and a lot of practicing, but it'll all be worth it. So yeah, like this video, please. I really just want to try and get more subs. I'm starting to get a little bit more, but I really want to get more so I can hold a contest, because I really would like the extra subs, guys. It would mean so much to me if you could help me out. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Because, as I said, because BLS is a freaking monster. And I'll hopefully have another video up next week letting you guys know what's going on. So, peace out, guys.